And I didn't get stabbed or anything like that. How do I file a police report? So we wanted an adventure, we got an adventure. Okay, so today there is a marathon going on which affects our ability to get to the hotel zone by the R1 or R2 bus, which should have been a pretty straightforward trip. We got out of our hotel, went around the corner, down the block to catch the bus, only to find out that the road leading to the hotel zone is closed for that marathon. So this was where we started from. That little dot right there. And this bus is really rocky. Okay, and this is where we were going. Unfortunately, because part of that road is closed off, that is our bus over here. And it's going in this direction over here and probably going all the way around, we hope. Oh, Kelly's finger is bouncing all over. We think it's going all the way around. We don't actually know because our Spanish is very, very limited. So we will actually see where we end up. Hopefully we can get to the taco factory like we planned. It's Zach and Kelly here. So this has been kind of a fun experience. We left our hotel to go to the taco factory. We're staying at the Grand Oasis, or no, sorry, not the Grand Oasis. We're staying at the Smart Cancun by Oasis. Anyways, so there was a marathon going on. The main route to the hotel zone, which is where this taco place is, was shut down by the police for the marathon. So the bus had to go the long way around, and so that's fine. A nice bus trip, which should have been a 12-minute ride, was a little over an hour ride. And then the bus got really crowded at the last couple of stops just before we got off. And we had to squeeze by a whole bunch of people that were, a whole bunch of guys, and they were not really giving us much room to get by. And in that process, my wallet, which I keep in my front pocket, so it can't be lifted easy, but it got lifted. So I was pickpocketed on the R2 bus, which is one of the main buses in Cancun. We've ridden it lots. We've never had a problem, and I didn't get stabbed or anything like that, but I did get.
Actually, that's really good because you didn't feel it.
Well, I was wondering why the guy was like kind of squeezing up against me as I was trying to get by. So, it just didn't occur to me right away. We were off the bus a couple of minutes. We started walking to the taco factory, and I just tapped in my pockets and realized the wallet wasn't there. And we knew we had it when we left the resort because we had just changed some bills at the resort. So we quickly called the resort, or tried to. That's inexperience. So yeah, we could not get through to our front desk. It took a very long time. Eventually we got through, but by that point over half an hour had passed. And then we called the banks to cancel our credit cards. And again, what a rigmarole that is.
Hung up on again.
Yeah, I got hung up by accident on one of them. One of them, I said, look, I need to cancel my card, but not my wife's. And they said, oh yeah, you guys both have the exact same card number at our bank. That was MBNA. So the only way to cancel my card was to cancel my wife's, cutting us off from any funds while we're in Mexico. So anyways, we had to do that because whatever. And then we found out that they had tried to use our card a couple of times to get some money out, but they were doing higher amounts than what was allowed, and so they didn't. And so they didn't actually get me off that card before we canceled it. And then the other bank that we deal with, we called them, and they managed to get a couple $1,000, just about all of the money that we had on that card. They managed to withdraw. They tried to use the PIN, but the PIN didn't work. But they still managed to put a transaction through for a couple $1,000, which really sucks. But because they didn't use the PIN, we'll get that money back, they said, in 48 hours. So make sure, you've been told this before, don't have an easy PIN and don't write your PIN down. This is a good reason why, because we would not have got that $2,000 back if they had the PIN number. But anyways, so they accidentally hung up on me, the security department did, And so then we had to go through the whole process again and talk to people again for like 15 minutes before we could get back to the security department to even finish the call that we had started. So it was a royal pain in the butt, but it's done now. So we're still we're in beautiful Cancun. I still love this place. It's still safe, like I say. Physically there was no harm came. It was some people would say a victimless crime. I don't know. I feel like a victim because I lost money temporarily, anyways. But yeah, I don't know.
We're just tired and very hungry.
Tired, cranky, hungry. I never did make it to the taco factory because this, I wasted the last hour and a half on the phone, and they asked me to report to the police. Well, good luck trying to figure out how to report anything to the police in Mexico. You Google it, you can't find half the stuff you're looking for. I don't know, I can't find it. I called Tourist Police. They spoke poor English. You couldn't even hear the guy. I kept telling him to speak louder and he wouldn't. How do I file a police report? Sorry, I need to call. I can't hear you very well. Who do I call? I'm in Cancun and somebody pickpocketed. They stole my wallet while I was on the bus. Yes. So now my wallet's gone and I need to report it to the police. I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Sorry, I can't hear you. Say that again. Cancun, yes. I can't hear you. You're too quiet. Can you speak louder? I'm sorry. I can't hear anything you're saying. I can't hear anything you're saying. You're not loud enough. I couldn't hear anything, so I eventually just hung up on him because
We might try again
didn't do it.
tomorrow.
Yeah, there's police all over the place. Maybe we'll just go run into one and say, what do we do? And I don't know, maybe we can't even report it. But anyways, look, guys, just be vigilant, be aware, tap your pockets all the time, man. If you got your wallet,
Hold on to your pocket when you're on the bus.
if you got to squeeze by somebody, hang on to your wallet. Like have your hand on your wallet in your pocket. Don't let go, because that could happen. But
Well, I've seen shows where, I know it's the push and squeeze method where you don't feel the sensation if you're being pushed along.
and that's right. And you know what? And that's exactly what it worked really good. Because anytime I think anything's going on, I'm always tapping my pocket. And it took me about 5 minutes to tap it because I honestly didn't think that anything had happened. And then thinking back to it after, I realized what had happened. So anyways, yeah. Cancun, you still rock, but some of the people here suck. So anyways, we're going to go...
Most of them are nice.
Yeah, lots of people are nice here. So we're going to go check out Taco Factory next here, hopefully. So I hate to be a bummer. I really do. But we just found out that even though we had canceled our credit cards and debit cards and all that stuff after I had my wallet stolen there on Saturday night on the bus, I had called Callie had looked at our bank statements, and she's been doing that every day just to make sure there were no charges that shouldn't be there. So she's been very good at checking that. And she just noticed now that yesterday they had put through some charges on our checking account. Now we had canceled our checking account as well, canceled the card. And at the time that we reported that the card was stolen and canceled it, they didn't tell us that any charges had gone through. So we were quite thankful for that. But now it's showing that just shy of $1,000 had been taken out in 4 different transactions. 3 transactions of 5,000 pesos, 1 transaction of 7,500 pesos. So I called the bank, spoke to somebody at the branch call center, and they said that the card was canceled and that the charges would have occurred before the card was canceled. So I don't know why they couldn't see him then. But anyway, so I said, okay, well, we got to get these charges reversed. There's no way they used chip and pin because I've got a tough pin to figure out and everything else. And the girl didn't seem to know what she was looking at. So I'm not sure where the confusion is or why she can't see the right kind of information. She said, well, maybe they did an online transaction, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. So I don't know why they can't see exactly how the money went out. But anyway, so now she's telling me that I have to come into the branch, sign some papers, and then they'll start an investigation, and who knows how long that'll take, and then they'll deal with it at that time. Well, I'm in another country. I can't come into the bank. I can't sign any papers. I will be back in a few days, but it'd be really nice to get this figured out while we're here, so I don't end up having my mortgage payment bounce because the money's been stolen, basically. So anyways, she said, well, call the branch, see what the branch can do. So I phoned the branch, left a message with the branch because they didn't answer their phone, of course. And so we'll see now what happens. I left a number for them to call me back. Yeah, I'm not hopeful that anything's going to happen, but so now that's over 1,500 pesos stolen out of my wallet in bills, over $2,000 Canadian cash taken off my MasterCard, and just under $1,000 taken out of my bank account. Oh, the joys. Sorry for being a bummer. On the bright side of things, it's sunny out. Have a good day. After attempting to talk to the tourist police several times by phone over 3 days with no success, we decided just to go in person. The officer in the tourist police department sent us to a different area to file the police report at the public attorney's office.
Or second door on the left. Yeah, actually I think it is. Do you knock or? I don't know. Can you say come in?
We were not able to film the interactions inside the police department or the public attorney's office. So in the end, this is what we lost. My leather wallet, which is worth about $50. My personal identification, my credit cards and debit cards, over 1,500 in pesos, which is about 110 Canadian, over 2,000 Canadian in fraudulent credit card charges, over 1,500 Canadian in fraudulent bank debit charges, $125 in NSF checks, and $70 Canadian to replace my ID at the registry. The total value is about $3,855 Canadian. Thankfully, my fraudulent charges were reversed. So because they didn't have the PIN numbers for my debit and credit cards when they used them, and I was able to report them stolen right away, all the charges were eventually reversed, leaving me only $355 Canadian unrecoverable. So just to recap, be aware of your belongings when you're out traveling in a foreign country. Ladies, hang on to your purses. Men, hang on to your wallets, and enjoy yourself.